Hello. Hello. Just, I think we're going. Okay, we're going. Whoa. Bye, guys. Welcome to more watching Christian. I think we've been doing this since fucking like April. Why am I still doing this to myself? Anyway, let's get right into it.
Hi, is this Christian Weston Chandler?
Yes, this is Christian. May I help you?
May I help
Hi,
you?
Chris. This is Alec.
Oh,
Benson,
these
Leary.
ones aren't
Is
cut
it
down,
okay
by
if
the
we
way.
talk?
Oh, yes. Sure, yes.
If the
Oh,
audio
good.
needs changing,
Well,
please
there's
tell me.
a couple things I wanted to talk to you about tonight. First of all, well, I understand you've got a problem with the ads that are on Wikipedia. Can you
Hey everyone.
tell me a little bit more about?
I'm
I
very
kind of want to have,
tired.
get a compromise and
So
settle this because
I'll
I
probably
don't
fall
want
asleep
everybody to be angry.
like a
Okay, well,
professional streamer.
yeah. I'll let you have your ads on the Wikipedia, but don't make them too big, and leave them in the sidebar.
Okay.
I do not want them. I do not want them covering over the introductory box.
Is
or
this too
any
quiet? It
anything
seems really
else
quiet,
where I
at
have
least
to
compared to
scroll
me.
down, even to edit the pages, or even to log in.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I
So
understand.
again, just that. Okay, cool.
I
So
understand.
just keep
Yeah.
all your ads on the sidebar.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend Mao, he actually makes the ads for me. I didn't make them myself, but I can try to talk to him about that.
Let me.
About the size. As for
The muffle,
like where
that's not
on
my
the
fault.
Wikipedia they are,
That's just the
I don't
audio, because it's
I
a
don't know if
call.
Mao controls that or not. I don't think he does. I'm not sure what controls like where the ad space goes, on the website itself.
That's as loud as it goes.
I mean, I'll talk to Mao about it, but I'm not sure if he controls that either.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
like I could talk to him. So,
This
might
is
talk
as
to
loud as it
your-
goes. I
your web
cannot make it
manager or
louder.
whatever, because they set up like
Yeah.
where the
I'll
ad
have to
space
put
goes,
some gain on it.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Oh my god, there's so much gain on edit. Hopefully that doesn't burst everyone's eardrums. Let's test it out.
And
Yeah.
also, just one more concern of mine upon.
Good?
Yeah, I've read your pages on the Asperchu comic, but the
How's that?
recent pages. What do you think? What do you think you're parodying? Happy Tree Friends?
What Happy Tree Friends? What's that?
It's
The
supposed
funny
to be like
thing
a
is, this is really loud for me.
TVY show, but it's actually adult and dark humor because they go into cut slashing all the cute characters up, and and all the blood and gore and everything.
What are you talking about, Zol?
They make them come back to life unharmed the very next episode. Just slice and dice them up again.
Oh, I've never actually heard of that series. Is that is that on Cartoon Network or?
No, you can look it up on Netflix.
One thing that annoys me
that's a good
is
place.
Alec's picture is so
blood and gore.
small.
Yeah, that's not a good way to go.
So it's always low quality.
Even considerable
Hello everyone that's come in.
From my own characters in that sense and in that detail.
Well, I got a lot of actually positive response from my fans when I did that.
Because
some of my fans had written to me.
I would say that more animated like it's supposed to be.
Encourage
I'm fucking tired.
That were originally my fans to come back to me. I would appreciate that.
Well, I mean, I tell my fans about you all the time, Chris, because like I've told you in a lot of the letters I've written to you, you were a big inspiration for me. But
Christian is an inspiration.
I don't really know what to say to my fans as far as that goes. I mean, they love my comic. They love. I get a lot of fan mail about it. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I was
How
gonna
about
go back
this?
and watch It's Always Sunny
Just to make it
a few
equal,
weeks ago. I didn't
put
do it.
an advertisement for the
So,
Wikipedia on
good job, me.
on the Astropedia, about as much as the Astropedia ads for on my Wikipedia.
Imagine if I could go a
yeah,
whole one
we
of these
might be
videos
able
without
to
actually
work something
commenting
out.
on
You
the whole
know,
video.
you would probably
Alright,
want to
you
contact
can even,
Mal because he's my manager. He does all the the grunt work on Asperpedia. I'm not even sure like what how selling the ad space works, but I'm sure he'd be willing to sell you
My
some ad
leash is
space
untethered
on
and my
Asperpedia. We could
rage
definitely
knows
try to
no
work something like that out.
bounds.
yeah.
So
It's Christian when he's been separated from his mom.
Alright, well, Mel and I can talk through email.
yeah, because you can. I mean, like I said, I don't know the details, but I know ad space is up for purchase. So
Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, then we got settled on at least on your ads on my Wikipedia. And, yeah, he's up on the, and, not too much blood and gore.
Big Chungus
trying
doing
to
the
bring my
fucking
fans-
Cleveland show intro.
Redirect my fans
What?
back to me.
well, I'm trying to think of a good way to say this, but we are in kind of a friendly competition, if you will. I mean, we're both artists, kind of. I mean, it doesn't really make sense for an artist to say to his fans, hey guys, don't follow me anymore. Go back to this other artist. I mean, would you do that for your fans? Would you say,
I keep thinking,
hey fans, go talk to
fucking be
Alec
on it.
or go watch Alec's
I think
cartoon
I'm
or anyone
delirious.
else's cartoon? Really? I mean, no, you want the fans to follow you, right?
Okay,
Such
yeah, I can understand that.
I just can't think of
Okay,
words.
since you and I are on okay, agreeing, mutual, okay, talking tones right now, how about I just remove all the bad talk I have against you, and then start saying that you're okay.
The wizard, the dirty hairbrush.
Your comics are okay. That and but still saying I would appreciate if you would stay being my fans, but if you want to go look at go look at his work, and that's fine. I can't stop you there, but
Well, actually, I'm
Chris's audio is really bad with this
I'm
one,
glad
isn't
that you're
it?
bringing this up because
I think it's worse than with the Casey call.
like you say, we're on friendly terms right now, and I'd like to keep it that way because I got my start because of you. But to be honest, I want to be honest and frank with you. You made a couple of videos, and I don't watch all your videos, but I do try to keep up. I mean, I spend a lot of time drawing the comics, so I don't have a lot of time to watch videos anymore. But I saw a couple of videos where you actually threatened me with physical harm.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And
yeah,
that didn't make me feel.
I was more angry back then because it was an immediate response, but things have settled down.
It's so
and
quiet.
we're
Why?
talking, okay.
Well, I
can make a new video just saying I apologize for those threats, and things are okay here.
Okay, and about
I'm sorry I threatened you.
Also, the video where you
I just did a silly.
You wanted your dog to eat me or something like that. Your dog to eat my soul. I mean that. The death threats were kind of scary to begin with, but that was just a
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, I'll take that back
I
as
just
well.
wanted to shut up.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
And that kind of leads me into another point. You're under the impression that I was besmirching your dog in my comic, and I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
Well,
could you explain to me?
Okay, well, the villain, the dog, in your comic, it looks similar to my dog, especially around the green neckerchief and other parts that are green on that dog.
Well, I mean, Chris,
and the shape of the dog just looked like my dog.
Well, it's just a lot of dogs look like that, Chris. I mean, a lot of It's
Okay.
just
So
a
we're going to be hearing a lot of this
Just a
throughout.
little flair for the dog.
But
That
if you
doesn't
didn't
mean it's
know,
your dog.
Alec's whole stick
I think
is
honestly you kind of
basically doing
make
what
that assumption
Chris
with a lot of
does
my characters
with
because it seems like
Sonic and
you
Pikachu,
think that
just trolling
a
it,
lot of my
just
characters
copying
were
it
like ripping
and
off your
saying that
characters
it's
or even
not,
you
and it's just a
yourself because you
parody.
said
When
that
well,
Asperchu
Alex is
was
actually a
Yeah,
parody.
Buddha belly and the man boobs and the glasses.
well
Yeah.
I mean Chris you know
Oh, and the sweetheart
Asperger's
search
not a-
thing and the future daughter.
Alas,
well, I
I'm
mean,
sorry to say,
Asperger's
if you
not a
cannot
parody.
figure that one
I
out
mean, he's an
yourself,
original creation.
Okay.
I'm
Like,
not gonna answer it
okay.
for you.
Just because he has the glasses and the Buddha belly and the man boobs
Yes, this is another
and
Chris
the
troll.
goatee, that doesn't make him a parody of you. I mean that's
Yeah.
And besides, you said you had a past Buddha belly.
This was in like the real
how could it be a
golden
parody
age, I
of you
guess.
if your
There
belly
was
is
loads of
past
trolling going on
you
this
as a
time,
current-
2009.
You mean if I currently do not have the Buddha belly?
Well, exactly. So Asperger can't be a parody of you, right?
Okay. Well.
I mean, doesn't that make sense to me? Doesn't that make sense?
Well.
I should probably put. Oh, we're on a different call. I should probably pause it when I'm trying to say something. So, Chris occasionally keeps trying to say it's a parody of Sonic and Pikachu. My fucking god. Sonic and Pokemon. But it's not. He's just taken the assets and put them together, which isn't how copyright works. So Alec has made fun of Chris through parody and is kind of mirroring what Chris does, although what Alec does is actually parody. If you get what I mean. I'm very tired and I can't explain stuff.
Okay. That's fine.
The dying wizard.
I mean, it's just a little.
Yeah. Okay.
So it
All
seems
right.
a little naive to think that Asperger and everything are parodies. Of your
Fucking
I do include
jeez.
some of your characters in the comic.
Christ, sorry.
Those
Thank you.
yeah, but my original characters are purely original. Asperger, nothing about Asperger is a parody.
The weak ankle
actually,
thing, that was
actually,
so
I
kinda-
long ago.
I'd kind
Why
of like you
did you
to
bring up
when you issue your retraction video to
the
to
weak ankles,
let
but
everyone
I've
know
got
that
to go. I
Asperger
hope
is
everyone has a good
original and
stream.
is not a parody in any way. Or if they're
Yeah.
and you did mention that I don't
I
have
agree
a
with
disclaimer
Taylor.
on my comics, but that made me think I should create a
Maybe,
disclaimer,
alas.
and so I did.
Yeah.
So if
Okay,
there are
Just
any
maybe.
elements that look parodic, that
Yeah.
that's covered.
Okay. Yeah, and also, you definitely do reference my Sign Shoe and my
Mhm.
Quickville, and
Give
especially
Serena a
the
clap,
KI
everyone.
combo recently.
Well, as you said,
Eh.
those weren't yours though. You
For
said those
being
were
a
copies.
nice guy.
You said those were just copies of.
Your versions are just recreated facsimiles.
So
Okay, but let's
well,
let's agree to
can
that.
can I ask you
Absolutely,
something then
yeah.
about the chaotic combo and Sonic 2? If those were just facsimiles, those weren't really yours.
No, they were. They were all. No, actually, they were all mine.
Okay, so they
They were all. They
Yeah,
were
what's a
originally mine.
facsimile? Is it
But
just a word he
the
made
ones that
up?
I drew, are those facsimiles or are those not? You're confused.
Where did facsimiles come from?
Okay, well.
Because you,
So
in your,
out of
Okay,
it.
well,
in your
okay,
comic,
well.
you came and you took them away in your recent pages of your comic. I mean, you said that in the comics that those were mine, but yeah, so they must be
Yeah,
original, right?
yeah. You just.
You said in the comic they weren't the chaotic combo.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to say that the main point of Alec's trolling is to show off Chris's hypocrisy. It's just to make him look like an idiot through copying what he does, which gets Chris upset, and trying to make him understand why stealing things might make companies upset. But obviously, as you already know, Chris doesn't learn. But there's some funny goofs, so
they must be.
that's what we're here for.
But then you came and took them. I don't get, and you renamed them and restyled.
All right. Listen. Okay, the KI combo in my comics before book that appeared before book number 10, and that lived originated in Quickville, Virginia, not in Minnesota.
Virginia.
Those are originally mine. But the ones that you redrew and then made them different from how they originally were in my comics, then that's definitely
probably. Dude.
Yeah, they're facsimiles.
Then why did you
facsimiles?
Okay, well, I mean,
how many times will he say facsimiles?
Not the combo, but you tried to retake my Asperchew, and Asperchew wasn't, a copy of anything. You renamed him Mitch Sonichew. I mean, Asperchew's mine. I don't really appreciate that. You accuse me of thievery, but then you go and try to take my Asperchew.
Okay, well, you did. Okay, well, no, you did take my Sonichew and claim him to be the original one. Yeah, but you did claim you did make it obvious in your comics where he was the original one.
Oh yeah.
From the city of Quickville.
Asperchew is the one on the right.
Even worse, you made him brother to
Clearly
Asperchew,
a depiction of Chris.
And with the homosexual tendencies and whatnot. Even when you drew the KI combo hedgehogs, you made Wild a homosexual when he is not.
Well, that Wild's not yours. I mean, what does it matter if my Wild is gay? I mean, I felt it was depth to the character. I was just trying to give them a little personality. and the homosexual references. I mean, okay, this is something that's come up before.
Fucking Christ! Right, I'm gonna try and pause it more because maybe that'll be more entertaining. Who fucking knows? It's not like I've been doing this for months. I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Asperchew has a girlfriend, Dixie Chew.
No, actually, I read further in the book, and Dixie Chew
fucking God, I'm a stupid man.
Well, come on, she doesn't mean that. She doesn't mean that. They're destined to be together, Chris. I mean, can't you see those undertones? I mean, that's where this whole comic is going. And besides, it still means he's straight. I mean, even if a girl does dump him, what does it matter? He went after a girl. He didn't go after a boy. Like you said, Sonichew is his brother. I mean, why would he,
just show people
even if he was gay, why would he go for his brother? That's just sick.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you?
I tried to show
in your
a girl Chris
in your comics, when you in the future, or in referencing the past pages, the Sonichew that is Asperchew's brother, you just refer to him as Michael, and the Wild you refer to him as Bobby, the Angelica, Trisha, etc. Just like I said.
I really wish I could remember what I was going to say. I paused the fucking video, the call. I've got it.
But Chris, those aren't.
One downside, probably the only downside that these calls have compared to the Casey ones, is that Chris's stress size are nowhere near as prevalent. Because pretty much after every sentence, Casey would pause and Chris would do a little stress sigh. And that's probably the best part of Casey's calls. And I tried to keep them in as best as I could. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that up. Because I like the stress size. I assume everyone else does too. They're pretty rad.
Really, their characters' names. I mean, Bobby.
Hello, Jenny and Juan.
And Mitch and I forget the other names. I think you renamed Bubbles Kitty.
Oh
something
yeah,
like that. I mean,
delete that. Delete the last
their
message
names.
because it's funny.
They have the same names as your cat.
Yeah, okay, well, you see, when I gave the KI combo characters those names originally in my books, those would be their nicknames. Just, I mean,
He sounds
they're all
out of breath.
and those shoes individually, but they're just of different types. Like he would without the nickname, he would be Grass Sanchu. Without the nickname, she would be Water Rose Chew, Flying Rose Chew, Fighting Sanchu, Sonic Sanchu.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Well, see, there's one of the differences,
no one
though,
can
because
know
in
my
my
age.
comic, those are really their names. I mean, Angelica, Punchy.
Oh wait, no.
Bubble,
No. You see,
I died and was
you
reborn,
see,
so now I'm one.
but those are actually their names in my book. In my books.
Their nicknames, you said. I mean,
Yeah.
in my comic, they're their actual names.
Hey,
That's
absurd.
No, I'm talking in reference to the Pokemon game. If you want to name your Bulbasaur, they call it a nickname, but really
Thanks,
just
everyone.
giving them their name. So therefore, the Grass Sanchu in my book is wild. The Water Rose Chew in my books are Bubbles, etc., etc. So
Chris,
I am a baby of a man.
If you just take the names I suggested for your variations of those characters and just reference to them as such.
Chris, my characters aren't Pokemon, though. I don't draw Pokemon.
Okay.
That's not how it works in my comic.
You have been drawing Pokemon. Sanchu is an electric hedgehog Pokemon.
Oh, fuck off with
I
Grease
thought he was
voice.
a Sonichu. I mean,
Sanchu
I thought that
is an
was like
electric hedgehog. If you read back in my book number 0, I make it perfectly clear that Sanchu and Roschu are electric hedgehog Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Chris just disproves.
Well, I think
makes
the point
himself
of
look like a
confusion
fucking
there is,
idiot.
where they're like, I've never seen any Pokeballs in your comic or trainers or any of those other Pokemon elements.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, shouldn't they live in Pokeballs? Okay.
Yes, there's a Pokeball that especially catches Sanchus and Roschu called the S-Chew Ball, and there is a reference to that within the books. The crystals were the Sonichu Ball crystals.
I'm gonna be honest, I got a bit distracted and I don't know what's happening again.
Chaotic crystals. And we do have we have 2 trainers. Nate Cirque was a Pokemon trainer. He had a Zapdos. He had a Red Gyarados. He had a Mewtwo.
Okay, but Chris, those are like Zapdos and Mewtwo and Gyarados. I mean, does anyone? Because Sonichu lives in like a house, doesn't he? I mean, he lives like a person. Who's training?
Okay. Well, you see, he was originally a wild Pokemon, the original Sonichu.
Yeah, I got that from.
Roschu was originally the Raichu that was caught and trained by the Pokemon trainer Kelly. Kel for short.
But they live on their own now. I mean, when they became Sonichu, Roschu, they're people, right? I mean, they live like people. They have jobs like people. Sonichu has a job. What is he?
I was going to read that.
Well,
but never mind.
Kel wanted to move on with her Pokemon trainer career, but Roschu and Sonichu wanted to live happy individual lives together. So, upon realizing that, Kel
new clip
let them go, just like Ash released his Butterfree, so he can go mate with the pink Butterfree.
Oh, well, I actually didn't know.
The next video.
But
it's someone I'll be able to do. Might not. I've only started researching them.
The point is
earlier.
That Asperchu
is someone that no one's heard of. I think
my version of the Chaotic Combo, all those characters, those are not Pokemon in my comics. I mean, Pokemon don't exist in the world of Asperchu. You see, because like Asperchu, he lives with his grandparents in a house. I mean, he's a person.
Yes, but okay, well.
My Sonichu is a person. My Chaotic Combo are people.
Okay, well, okay, all right, but still, it just makes it sound like my characters.
Go
talk about
to the
Sonichu from Quickville. But let's.
But they're not your characters. We've established that they're not yours. I mean, they're my characters. It's original.
Okay, well, no. Okay, well, all
Like I
the
said, my comic's not a parody.
Sonic Shoe, and Rose Shoe. I actually have paper
Yeah, Christian's a
registered
big boy.
copyrights on those. So I could sue you.
He's a big boy.
But I'm trying to resolve this peacefully.
You have okay, so you have.
Yeah, look under the
a
copyright section on the Wikipedia. It actually has the scan of
Like a micro, bro.
paper from the Virginia Library of Congress, as well as the envelope that it came in.
You have a copyright of Sonichu.
Yes.
But you said Sonichu is a Pokemon, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has the copyright claim.
Rosachu is Amy Rose's Sonichu.
Still,
I mean, it's a good point. I might want to just contact Nintendo just to make sure everything's okay. You know,
I want to become the Grace Wizard. That'd be
They have
funny.
been contacted before, and everything's okay, so you don't need to do that.
But well, then, I mean, how can you hold the copyright to a Pokemon?
The Virginia Library of Congress
wouldn't
has allowed me.
Wouldn't it? Well, Virginia Library of Congress, you know, can't tell
They-
Nintendo what to do. I mean, they can't tell Nintendo.
I mean, he's got
to
loads of
just hand
Sonichu
over
stuff.
copyrights
Just
to their
like he's got
creations
medallion.
to anybody.
Does he still have in his driving
I mean,
license?
you know, Nintendo could.
Whenever he
take,
shows
the
identification,
Virginia
random
Library
people
of
just gonna be
Congress to court
seeing
and say,
Sonichu
hey, wait a minute, you know, you issued this copyright illegal.
medallions.
It's
Just
the
how many
Library of
random
Congress,
people have
isn't it?
seen it.
Okay, look, let's just agree to. Let's just. Okay, this is what we're talking about right now. It just seems pointless to what we were originally talking about.
He's really struggling to
Let's
get his
just
words out.
agree that.
Well, I don't think it's pointless. I mean,
Let's
I'm just
just
trying
agree
to establish
that.
I mean, you said you could sue me. I mean, I don't want to let that, you know, just let that go. I mean, I don't want to get sued. Nobody wants to get sued. But
Yeah,
I just don't understand how you could sue me. That's what I'm confused on. I mean, you're confusing me, Chris. I mean, call me naive, but this is, I just don't get exactly what you're getting at.
Well, I'm trying to prevent from having to go into the legal issues as well. So.
Well, I appreciate that, but I just don't understand
I
how you
can't
have a
believe
legal
he's done
ground to sue me. I mean, because
legally.
Pokemon,
I can't. I don't know. I didn't remember him doing this.
but Sonichu's a Pokemon.
Look, let's just
Nintendo
rewind and let's just rewind and go back to what we agreed on before. You know, readjusting the advertising.
With Alec, it's probably the least poking fun through the calls, I guess. He kind of just, I mean, not like it's a challenge, but he just outwits Chris. At least from what I remember, he doesn't really berate him. He just kind of takes an answer from Chris and he goes, well, you're wrong. And tries to make Chris figure that out. And as I said earlier, Chris doesn't learn, so yeah.
Advertisement size and giving me possible Wikipedia ad on the Astropedia.
Chris has the wit of a dishwasher.
Just let the Sonichu in your book and be known as Michael Sonichu, and the other Sonichus and Roshus that of the AI.
His audio is really fucked at the minute.
Okay.
Well, let's just rename them by the names I suggested in my book. In your book.
Well, all right. Like I said, I'll talk to Mao about the ads. As far as the renaming goes, if you're, I mean, I guess you can include, you know, you can make up some characters, Mike Sonichu and Mitch Sonichu and whatever. You know, that's your comic book.
He really thinks that he,
I mean,
deserves control over like everything. Obviously,
and you know,
as seen with the blue arm
Let me
situation,
bring this back to the table.
and the My Little
Another
Pony
thing
situation.
that kind of vexed me in your comic was
God, he's a
that
bit weird, isn't he?
you as a Colossal Chan or was it Colossal Chan or Colossal Chew? I don't recall. I don't have your comic.
Well, because Colossal Chris Chan.
Colossal Chris.
That'll be me. That'll be me in my super form after using the 7 chaotic crystals. Or the
Sorry. It made me go funny. I'm picturing this fucking picture here. I'm just thinking of fucking fuck off, okay, piece of shit. I'm thinking of this picture and colossal Chris Chan. Colossal. Is that a better background? That probably makes more sense, doesn't it? I've lost it. I've lost it. Shit. Give me a sec. Have you been able to tell I'm a bit tired? There we go. That probably looks good. Yeah, I think that looks good. I should probably have been doing that since the start.
Or the Sonichu ball crystals, as they are also known as.
Okay, so Colossal, Chris Chan, and Sonichu he was in his Ultra form, I think. You two came to, well, first of all, you saw the drawing of Asperchu's house and you mistook that as my house. Just to clarify, that's not my house. I just made that. I made up that house out of nothing. That's just that came out of nowhere. I just decided, hey, a big, dull-looking, messy house. That'd be fun.
Oh, instead of watching this call, which we were supposed to do, I'll talk about the fucking Christ. There's a video on the second channel called Chris Chan Media Appearances or something, and it's got like 10,000 views, which is much higher than everything else on the channel. And I think it's because I accidentally clickbaited it. Chris Chan Show Appearances. I think I accidentally clickbaited it and people thought it'd be a compilation when it's just me talking to a caller. I don't remember who. It was probably Stanker. We're talking about just the things Chris has been referenced in. That was fucking pointless to bring up, by the way.
You thought it was my house, and you came to
Thumbs up.
what you thought was my house, and you broke into my house, and after breaking and entering, which is a crime, by the way, you proceeded to hack into my computer, and I think you deleted the entire Asperpedia website, and then you deleted all my files of Asperchu comics and everything else.
Hello,
and then I think you stole like some dating program or something that you thought was on my. I mean, this is a multitude of crimes, Chris. It shows criminal intent. I mean, why did you do that stuff? That's those are illegal acts.
That's illegal.
I mean, it's not a nice thing to do.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very nice. Taking the Sonichu that was originally from Quickbill and then claiming him to be Asperchu's brother.
Chris, I didn't show Asperchu breaking into Sonichu's house and destroying, valuable documents on his computer. I mean, this comic is going to be, my lifeblood. This is my franchise. This is my multimedia empire I'm trying to build here, and you just destroyed it on a whim. I mean, why did you do that even? I just don't get that. Asperchu has been nice to Sonichu.
I'm pretty. I was about to say, like, what the fuck?
They've been friends, and they've treated each other like brothers.
I missed it. Okay.
They fought battles side by side.
I apologize, drunk.
I mean, haven't you ever had a website hack before? I have. It sucks.
So I wish I had a mod.
You know what it feels like to have your video, your computer hacked?
Actually, I have, and it was not very nice.
Why did you do it to me?
I had the original Sonichu site, which was CWC's Sonichu site when it was originally on the Tripod web server, hacked into by one Clyde Cash.
Well, then why would you do it to another person? I mean, it's one thing if it's never happened to you. If it's never happened to you, it's still bad, but you can claim ignorance. But it happened to you, and then you turned around and did it to me. I mean, why the double standard, Chris? I mean, why is it okay to hack into my computer and destroy my files?
Can you guys stop being horny? Christian. Sorry. That was... That was great timing. Whoa. That was that was good timing. That was a good little moan from Chris. Let's play it back.
And destroy my files.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and you gave me permission to call you, and I'm going to call you. Not
Chris, you're cutting out.
Because I have tried to explain to you as clearly as possible within my own best words I could come up with. And I'm getting tired of this long, drawn-out conversation out of this. But obviously, you're just too naive to understand.
Too
Think
naive
about it.
to
Think long and hard.
understand.
Read all my comic pages from books number 0 to the current page.
Well, those
of
are
my
the
book
pages
number
that
10.
understand why you threatened me in videos and tried to and drew yourself breaking into my house and committing multiple felonies. That's what I'm asking an explanation for. I mean the ads and the naming issue. We settled that. This is a new issue that I'm trying to talk it out with.
Okay. Yeah, well, you referenced Beast Sonichu in your book to be the one from Quickville, and then making him, without my permission, Asper Chu's brother. And then without my permission, you recreated the KI combo.
Oh yeah.
And then
I should probably just say whenever there's a weird like pause, there would be like a second pause halfway through speaking. It's because the calls are done in a really weird way. They're broken up into 10-minute sections. So yeah. That just saying.
format
Probably didn't need to bring it up.
in more ways than one.
But I do what I want.
Without my permission. And then you go kill, and then you go ahead and kill all the blood and gore detail, and your recreation of the flyer, the grass, and the fighter, or also known as
Chris would
Angelica,
never have NSFW stuff in his
and
comic.
punchy. How do you think I feel about that? How would you like if I went into blood and gory detail of slicing and dicing Jonas Chu, that green one, Jiven, and Matt? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I just said the green one is Peter Chu. That's his name.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but
Yeah, it's pretty good,
I understand
man.
why you're angry, but didn't we already establish that
I
the characters that I
appreciate
drew are not related
how
to
he
your chaotic
trolls.
combo?
And it's just
I mean,
different from the
in
main
your
kind of
fan,
trolling.
your mailbag, I've seen a lot of people have written to you about, the chaotic combo and other, ask for true similarities and things like that. And your response,
I'd probably
almost,
agree.
always is Alec, Benson, Leary, and Asper Chu have no relation to you whatsoever. I mean,
in reference to the business, as in I actually never originally gave you or Mal permission to put the ads on the Wikipedia in the first place, especially in such large proportions where I had to scroll down to even edit the page or even to log in.
Chris.
And I never even gave you permission to put the ads with.
I'm pretty sure he used Rick and Morty's stuff for the dimensional merge, Taylor, so almost.
In the introductory box, which was a felony that Jack Daniels had violated before.
Yeah, that Jack guy, I know that's the name of the guy that Mao bought the ad space from. He told me that name, but as I understand the way ads work is, if a website
Ted Bundy's just a
posts,
classic character. You can't make
public
him a
ad
Sonic
space
dude.
that can be purchased.
Can't blame
for
Chris for that one.
advertising. Anybody can buy the rights to advertise, and
I get that.
Yeah, so I mean, how is it illegal that I purchased the ad space? I mean, and you said it was illegal. You've said it was wrongful a number of times. I know you've used that word.
Yeah, because
So,
I was not in the loop about it.
Well, that's between you and your web manager, isn't it? You should be in the loop about it. I agree about that. You should be in the loop about it. But
Yeah.
I can't be held responsible if you didn't get that information from your web manager.
All right. Well, listen, the battery power on my phone is running low, so perhaps we could talk again another time. Well, you take care. You take care.
I'd like to talk to you.
I hate that what Juan is talking about is actually a real thing I did. I'm gonna show the stream my really shit drawing I did as a joke. So actually, I should leave the call playing.
Hello.
This is.
Hi, is this
Sorry, this is the second call.
Chris?
Yeah, this is Christian Chandler. May I help you?
Hey, Chris, this is Alec, Benson, Leary again. How are you?
Oh, I would have especially call at 9:30. But anyway.
Oh, I actually did try to call at 9:30. It didn't get an answer, so I thought I'd try again. You're kind of a difficult man to get a hold of, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could
All
talk for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So let's try
All
not
right.
to belabor this.
The merge is
conversation.
supposed to happen
Not at all. I
like
don't,
16
don't
different
wanna,
times.
drag anything out. Well, first I'll ask you if you have anything specific you want to bring up, because I know you had to go kind of abruptly last
Every
time.
time
and
it
I thought
doesn't
maybe
happen, he's
there was
just
a
like,
point you didn't get to or anything.
It just
Okay.
that happens
Wanna
soon.
go ahead with that?
Well, first off, I have gone to Wikipedia recently. The ads are still supersized, but they
I'm interrupting the stream because of a really shit bit, but I drew this as a joke. Obviously I didn't doodle it to myself and just giggle to myself. I was messing around with someone. This has nothing to do with the Crest video, but I think it's just worth it to show how autistic I am. Oh, there we go. That's R. Actually brain dead.
are more of a mockery towards me now, and I do not appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Mao is kind of
I'll look
he's
for
got a little bit of a
codes.
temper, He's
It
just
stands
kind
for
of mad
Nick.
about this whole
He's Nick the plumber.
the mailbag situation.
What do you think it stands
emails
for?
getting deleted and all that sort of thing. I saw in one of your mailbags that you said that I delete or modify a lot of my emails. I don't know where you got that impression. I don't do that. I try to answer every email I get, thoughtfully and fully.
Well, that's probably easier for you. That's probably easier for you because yours are not as mean and cruel.
I drew this on stream like 6 months ago. Solipsis just wanted to see it, so there you go. Where is it? There we go. Get it off the screen. Look how tiny the fucking head is. Yeah, that was supposed to be Coves.
As the ones I've been getting.
I think it was Valentine's Day,
Have
actually.
you been getting a lot of mean ones that don't go into the mailbag? Because the ones I see, a lot of them, they do get kind of critical at points, but I don't know. It seems like they just kind of want to, have some questions answered.
Yeah, but I wish they wouldn't have to.
I think this might actually be the most distracted I've been.
What do you mean? Like, what are some of the things that you found just kind of across the line?
Like they talk about copyright issues and crap.
Well, that is kind of an important issue. I mean, I know. I noticed
I have my own copyright registration. That slip of paper I got from the Virginia Library of Congress.
Yeah, I noticed one of the copyright-related emails was someone asked if they could see, just some letter or some evidence that Sega and Nintendo gave you, permission to go with Sonic and Pikachu and that kind of stuff for Sonic 2's origin story. You know, I think if you provided those, that would silence those kind of emails right away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do have copyright
not
it's not
listening.
issue, but you would still need to show Nintendo's permission to publish it. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah,
do make use of Pikachu in the origin
Did the amount
story.
of people watching go up as
Yeah.
soon as I showed the fucking shitty pirate code
I
I
think that
did?
would be a good idea to show
Over half a year
everyone
ago.
in the mailbag. You know, that would
Embarrassing.
shut up that line of questioning right away.
Yeah, but then there's also this the
Chris was in
homosexuals
contact with fucking
and other
Muramoto, dude.
topics.
He's
I
gonna
can't
make a
remember
video
off the
game.
top of my head,
Troll.
but yeah, there's quite a few.
Like the accusations that Rose Chew was a boy.
Yeah, I got permission
I
from
think that was kind
Nintendo.
of a big thing, wasn't
Yeah.
it? People are going after
But
that now.
I mean, yeah, definitely before the Rainbow Strike. I mean, the point where that Raichu.
Yeah, Chris
that
is always
female
watching
Raichu
TV
Is within the Rainbow.
or listen to
that
the
would
radio.
be after the Rainbow Strikes that Raichu.
Mm.
And with the power of the chaotic crystals,
Well, you know,
it would put the point. It would add the point to the end of that tale. Whereas in the two panels that preceded it, the tale was definitely dull on the end.
well, you know, as far as I know, the original comic does have a pointy tail, like a male has, and that's still on your website, isn't it? You know, one thing
Chris
I
got
thought
caught and
about
it just
was
made him fucking
I
stunned
didn't-
him.
actually
That's
those
the
gender
point.
differences in the Pokemon. That didn't really Nintendo didn't do that until well after you created Sonichu, right? So I mean, I just don't get why you didn't go with that. That would have been a good explanation, but instead you kind of lied to your fans.
What do you mean lie? I did not lie. I mean, you look at the two pictures before the rainbow hits. The tail is dull on the tip.
Oh,
Okay, so I think what's going on, if you kind of got lost, is that there's like a male Pikachu tail and a female Pikachu tail, and when Chris made Sonichu, there wasn't a difference, so Rosachu's got the male tail, and he never updated it even after the change. So Alec is pointing out that as saying that Rosachu is a male is homosexual, and that would piss Chris off.
well, I see that in your picture that's on the front of the Wikipedia, but
Yeah.
the original comic he had a pointy tail, or she. I mean,
The original
I've seen the
comic.
original.
That's because look outside of the. That's just a line that went outside of the square. Whatever goes outside the square does not necessarily count.
It doesn't look like it goes like outside of the panel here, but I mean, it's.
Chris would never steal anything
I don't really know what to. I mean, I
or
know that you don't.
commit a crime.
You probably should have corrected that mistake, but you left it in. I mean, I'm just trying to. I mean, I just kind of wish this thing had gotten nipped in the bud. It's kind of sucks that this is like a huge point of contention right now.
Yeah. Oh, and also, another thing, I actually found a forum of my loyal fans, and I have just read some of their posts about the ads that have been placed on the Wikipedia, and they really don't like them either.
Mm.
So I'm not alone in that.
All right. Well,
For some reason, it killed me.
if they wanted to buy the ad space, that's that I'm sure they could too. I mean, again, the ads. I'm gonna keep trying to talk to Mao, but it's really his area. Mao's kind of the boss of the
Because
ads.
the trolls
I'm just kind of the artistic
fucking ruin his life, Joe.
Mao does the business
Fuck
work.
you, dude.
Yeah, and I definitely do not appreciate
He was
That-
just having a good time, and
that
he and his
drawing
mother.
of me in a diaper.
They were soul bonding.
and then just
He broke.
copying and pasting my signature to that. That's just wrong.
Well,
It's probably the
I
miscreants.
noticed that
if they were still around,
even
then
after
it
our
was.
last talk, you continued referring to Asperchu as Mitch. I mean, I kind of thought we had that cleared away. That you know that you knew he was Asperchu. I mean, Asperchu is my original creation.
Yeah, maybe so, but still.
And I think you have the impression that Asperchu is
I know you
a
corrected
Sonichu,
yourself.
and you know that's not true, right? Asperchu is not a
Soul
Sonichu.
boned.
Yeah, okay, but still think about this. You know, you gave him the condition of Asperger's.
Yeah, Chris is gonna get mad.
Oh, that's another thing. I think you thought that I gave everyone that appeared in my comic Asperger's, but only Asperchu has it. Just so you know, just Asperchu.
Well,
I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
Anyway, still, I think you
Alec
can
is strong. All of
understand
them were.
because you have Asperger's.
But some of them are funny in a
They conservative
shit.
with me with my
Some of them are
autism.
acoustic in a
that
funny way.
We really don't want to be treated as quote unquote special because of our mental conditions. We want to be treated as equal individuals.
Well, that's certainly true. But how do you think I've been portraying Asperchu as being treated? Different?
Because try putting yourself in the shoes of your Asperchu. Not only would you want to be treated as an individual equal, but
that's how I portray him. He does everything normal people do.
You would not want a name that emphasizes the mental condition. You want a name that
he wanted to be treated
you know,
equally by everyone about his special
we
treatment.
don't choose our names. I mean, our names.
So everyone had to treat him specially.
Asperchu doesn't have never chose his name. I mean, think of it this way. You know, the name Asperchu. If you think of that as a detriment, I don't. But if you interpret the comic that way, think of it as a personal, a sort of character flaw, if you will, that he has to work to overcome. And all good characters have character flaws.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's fiction. I mean,
no.
Sometimes characters
I
don't
doubt
always
if he
live
had
happy
ordered them.
lives in fiction, but that's part of what makes good fiction.
Just saying, the whole idea of fucking with Chris is
think about
a
it.
bit weird in
What if
itself. Is
your
what my
parents
point
had
was.
named you Asper? Because they would, like as if like a fourth tail, you had Asperger. You would have Asperger's.
Well,
but you would not want that. But it was being treated.
Yeah, Alec was definitely one of the least
society,
harmful.
You would not want to be called Asper because
it didn't really stress Chris out.
The mental condition you have.
Okay, just kind of
that's part of the
poking him.
Again, the character flaw. Asperchu has things weighing him down. He has curses and not literal curses, but he has detriments to his life that weigh him down as a character, and he has to work to overcome those. That's part of what makes a good character. I mean, you wouldn't make a character that's just all powerful and perfect in every way and has no real problems ever, would you? That'd be kind of boring. Complex characters have problems that they overcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you didn't notice, Alec is pointing out how Chris's comic has multiple Mary Sues / Gary Stews, and he's saying, haha, that's not good for writing.
It takes time to overcome a serious problem. I mean, you just renamed him Mitch. I mean, that wouldn't do it. You can't just go in and snap your fingers and just wave the problem away. And I mean, one, that's not realistic, and two, that doesn't make for good fiction. I mean, all the suspense and drama you're building up, your readers wouldn't really like that if you just kind of hand waved it away. Don't you think?
All right. Okay, but still.
Think about it like this. Superman is named Superman because he's super, right? And Superman is one of the most popular characters.
I mean, as an individual.
As an individual.
Within his own world, outside of your control, Asperger would not want that name. He would be in agreement with me and probably want to change his name to something like Mitch.
But the thing there is, Asperchu is not outside my control.
Yeah, I don't understand
the comic,
I don't know where you got that from.
Creator and manager of his comic universe. So
Okay.
as his creator, I decide what Asperchu wants and what he doesn't want and what his personality is like. I mean, don't you think?
Fairly. Have you ever watched the movie Who Framed
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit?
Yes, I have. It was a good movie.
Yeah. You got the whole toon world there, and within that, it would coincide with the comic book world, and every individual comic, published or unpublished, drawn all together. And
But
within the world actually would reside your Asperchu, that he would be with his individual thoughts, and she gave him an adult attitude.
To be fair, I don't think Asperchu
he would
is really
hate
that
having the
fascinating of a name.
name of Asperchu
Yeah.
because it emphasizes his mental problem or
um,
his special condition.
Yeah, Roland,
And
it's
he's
good
like,
to come
in
back
his
to,
process of wanting
after
to
the
move
idea
on
guys
from that
thing, it was good to come
become
back to
more
this one and
acceptable in
see
society,
that
that he would not want
Chris has
a
always been a
name
bit loony.
that would make him
He
feel
just needed a push, I guess.
okay,
like,
that's
like as if he's still living it even after he's fully recovered from it.
okay. But Chris, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That was still a movie, and everything in it was predetermined by the movie writers and the director. And I mean, there is no, like alternate cartoon world in reality. I mean, cartoon characters don't
He's
actually
just crossed a
think
line.
and feel things.
You don't.
I got it. Okay,
you
here's a question.
Obviously, are naive about that because you're not fully you're not understanding that possibility of that universe actually existing.
So you do believe that when an artist creates a cartoon character, that
Maybe,
character
Roland.
becomes real? Is that what you're saying to me?
Within that universe, yes.
But the universe
He kind
is
of
fake.
just shuts
I mean,
himself
the
away
Asperchu universe exists
in his own little
on
fantasy
paper
land.
and in my computer. It's whatever I write it to
So
be.
yeah.
Here's a question for you. Okay, so if you think a character would want, an appropriate name, a good name, not a name that, calls them out on something or sets them back. Sonichu is the name of a species, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
there's
This bit's a
Sonichus
little
and
bit dull.
Rosechus,
It's
those
just
are
kind
a
of
species, right?
saying
He was the
Sonichu
first
shouldn't
one-
really be
he was
named
the first
Sonichu.
original Sonichu, and she was the original Rosechu.
But wouldn't they still want their own
and
name?
they each came up with their name on their own. And they did not need a nickname to go with that.
A nickname.
Yeah, but Chris, if you're a human being, would you be comfortable just being named human or man? I mean, would you be comfortable if the name Christian Weston Chandler
You're watching a clip.
didn't exist and you were just called
A call.
man
Why do I keep
or
saying clip?
person or something? I mean,
Yeah, but
Homo
I'm not-
sapiens.
yes, but
is
I
one
was-
of the
yes,
species.
but
If
I
someone
was
calls you
not-
Homo sapien,
Yes, but still, I was not
Almost.
the very first human being, and I actually had parents who gave me that name. Sonichu came in, he had to come up with his
well,
own
Sonichu
name.
had you that gave him the name, didn't he? I mean, within the comic, Christian Weston Chandler is Sonichu's father, right? I mean, why wouldn't your cartoon self give him a name?
Flunky, you've heard me numerous times say I don't care about movies. I don't care about the Mario movie. I'm sorry to say, Flunky. I couldn't give a shit.
Well, that's the cartoon me versus the real
Cartoon.
me.
Okay, but isn't the cartoon you said cartoons are, basically real. I mean, so shouldn't the cartoon version of you be just like you? Wouldn't you want to give your child a name? I mean,
So I did give him the name. He's the original Sonichu, so therefore, it's as such.
but all the other Sonichus also have, like nicknames or secondary names. So the first Sonichu, I gotta think, is feeling kind of left out.
No, he doesn't feel left out. He accepts that, and he's happy with it, just as Rosechu.
Okay, well, I don't think that Asperchu feels left out because, he's just my cartoon character. He's my property. He's my intellectual property. That's what he is. You can't have a
Just
person as
spits in his
property.
face.
So, he's my property. He's not a person. He doesn't feel things. He doesn't think.
Okay, well, still, what if you actually conceived a child with your girlfriend or wife? Then
he's in jail.
You feel that you actually own that child, even after you had raised it from being
I doubt there's been a
to,
change since.
say, late teenage years, where that child will actually feel more like an individual, independent being?
Chris, you do understand that a child, a human being, is substantially more than a comic character, right? They're not the same thing. They're not even close. Of course I would name a child. Children are real, and children are not our property. I mean, if I had a child, I would give it all the love and support it needed, but it is its own person, or he or she, I should say. Whereas a comic character is just, it's whatever you draw on paper or in Photoshop. I mean, when I draw Asperchu on paper, that's the only place he exists.
He's sitting in his jail cell beating up.
And that's where he exists. And then he exists on the web. So,
and he's
as a character,
coming
he
for
grows,
Bob in her honor.
But he's never a person.
Well, anyway, it's just something for you to think about. Okay, yeah.
We can agree to
What if what if she was on the other foot? What if Asperchu created you?
Well, then I'd be a comic character myself, and I wouldn't have any thoughts or feelings. So that's a moot point.
You think that comic character would not have their own thoughts and feelings?
Chris,
No.
It's just such a weird take to have, and he's really
Chris, you have told
stuck
me
with
that
it.
you think that a comic character
he thinks
is
naive
fundamentally
is a really
as
damning
much
insult.
of a person as a real human being. That is the naive thought.
No,
I'm the writer. I'm like the god of the Asperchu world. I decide what goes on in Asperchu's world. I decide who and what Asperchu is and what he thinks and feels, if anything, which he doesn't because it's still just.
But he's not got
on
court
paper,
proceedings for like
when I
another
put the
year
pen down,
yet.
Asperchu stops
So when
being
he'd
there.
just be in a jail again or something.
I mean, nothing exists in Asperchu's
Hello.
world that I haven't drawn.
That was a bad attempt. Hell what? No.
Boy, you're
It's naive to think that there's anything more. I think we should agree to
Did you hear that little sigh?
because
Alright.
we both have our own thoughts on that. I kind of want to ask you about. I'm actually getting some letters about Sonichu, about why you're not updating daily, and I was kind of curious about that.
But for your information, I am updating daily. I draw a color my 2 pages a day.
Well, I
can't
noticed-
help it if I don't have access to my computer, or if I can't get to it right away. Besides which, my biological clock has been fickle on me. It's been making me fall asleep earlier.
Well, I
It's
understand.
been difficult to rearrange my schedule and get back in a synchronized routine like I would be.
Maybe we
like
could
I
get an
said
alarm clock.
before.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, I know it takes like an hour to do each page. Is that about what you spend? I would kind of guess. I'm just kind of confused why I would spend an hour to draw a page but not take that extra 60 seconds to upload it. I think consistency is an important thing.
But wait a minute, it
Stop
takes
making
more than
shit
60
up.
seconds to scan it.
You did
and put it in
the
Photoshop,
eggs, the fucking
then
grease
upload
voice.
it.
I don't have a
It
speech
probably would
impediment.
take like
Fuck
half,
off.
Probably would take like half an
Stop
hour for all
making
that.
shit
work.
I
up
didn't know
about
that
me.
you
You
did
fuckers.
Photoshop work with your pages. What do you use Photoshop for?
Why
If I may
can't you guys just be
I'm just kinda curious.
normal?
I thought you
Change
just.
it from to change
You
it
mean
from
I'm a
handwritten
drunk?
text
Fuck off, I'm
more
just
legible.
tired.
typed text.
I'm obviously not drunk.
If I remember right, I think kind of one of the criticisms you had about Asperchu was that it was not completely, hand-drawn original, because I do use Photoshop.
Oh, is
as
this a
part
good
of
one?
My creative process, but it sounds like you actually do kind of the same thing. Which is,
I
that's
think
fine.
this is where my favorite bit
digital
is.
digital media is where the art world is
Stop
going.
bullying me.
But I thought that you drew it all on paper and then uploaded it.
Well,
That was
well,
it.
for
I
your
thought that's what
information,
it was.
I did draw it all on paper. The only part that I edit in Photoshop is the text, what you read.
Yo,
but,
Biden.
well, it just seems a little hypocritical that you do use Photoshop in the creative process, but you criticize me for it. I mean, don't you think?
No, actually, what I thought is that you skip the hand drawing and you draw everything on your Photoshop with the computer mouse.
Oh,
Well, I don't. Here's what I do. I do sometimes
Making me
draw the
sick.
pages on paper. I'm kind of trying to shy away from that because, our society wastes so much paper. So I'm trying to be a little, socially responsible. But what I do, I use a tablet.
We live in
to draw
a
on.
society.
And that's basically the same thing as pen and paper, except what I draw just goes right onto the computer screen. So I don't use a mouse. Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, but it's,
Does that make
but
Chris
okay, but
stressed
still
out?
it's crappy compared to mine. Even my mother agrees.
Oh, hey, come on. That's a little insulting, Chris. What do you mean crappy?
Even my mother
I mean,
agrees.
my mother says that my comic is, the most beautiful comic she's ever seen too, but I kind of think that's just because she's a supportive mother. Mothers are supposed to support their children in their endeavors. And I have, got 20,000 fans now that love it too. None of them are my mother. My mother doesn't actually
I
use a
said
computer.
we live in
I
a
just
society
show
in a
them
Chris
that.
voice a minute ago. I'm not saying it again.
I get complimented on my art all the time.
Miracle, I love your mother, like Chris does
I
his
mean,
art.
it's okay to disagree. I'm curious why you think it's crappy.
Because it's computer drawn. It's not originally hand drawn.
I just told you it is hand drawn. It's hand drawn on a tablet. What do you mean it's not?
I love the defense
You don't
that
have the old-fashioned
my
original
mum thinks
pencil
so.
or pen marking.
Because
That's what I
she
have.
said
So because I don't have
her
like, smudge
son's
marks on my
drawing is
paper,
better
is that
than
what you
some
mean?
random internet guys.
That was another reason I went into the tablet, because I got a lot of smudge marks on my paper when I was doing that, and then I had to, spend extra time erasing it. Okay, by comparison, could I say that our cars not, true original transportation because, people should be using old-fashioned horses? I mean, you use Photoshop for lettering and effects. We're one and the same here, Chris.
Ooh.
And again, even if
Oh, I,
I just don't see why the exact method I use to draw determines the skill of my art. I mean, weren't you? I remember recently, didn't you put like a live picture of yourself in your comic for some Guitar Hero scene? I mean, you didn't draw that part in, did you?
It at least allows me to actually put myself in my work. You see a bigger difference between drawing with a tablet
I know
or
Chris is
mouse
delusional,
versus hand
and it's
drawn
redundant
is that you
to
see more
even say it,
personality with the
and
original with
it's
the
redundant
pen marking
that I've said that so many
and
times.
color and marker
But
coloring
Chris is fucking
versus what's
delusional.
digitally entered.
Well,
Or
if you feel that way,
Jedra,
if you feel that
Miracle
way, I
is
respect
quite
your opinion.
Latina.
But I mean, 20,000 fans can't be wrong, and not a single
quite.
of them have ever, said
Okay,
anything.
well, let me give you a better example on that.
Please.
Okay, say you got two letters from two exact same letters from the same person, one handwritten and one computer typed and printed. Which one do you think would have more personality that would appeal to you better?
I honestly don't remember the last time anyone wrote me a handwritten letter. I mean, I don't remember the last time I wrote a handwritten letter. I type everything, every kind of writing that I do. I mean, typing looks more professional.
You guys can't
Yeah,
see the call.
but
Well, actually, you can see Chris. I just
handwritten
love
wouldn't get
seeing
Yeah,
Chris's
but-
face.
At least I
And he's
have,
trying to
at least I
argue.
have had all the practice of handwriting, and there's more character, more personality put into it in handwriting versus what you would just see every day in a monosynchronic sense.
Do you know why you see it every day?
Either
everywhere, Chris? You see it
your
everywhere
mum's name,
because it
Miracle,
works.
or
Because
Fawn's
that's what
mum's
people
name.
prefer. I think we're getting kind of like off topic. I mean, I kind of want to go back to I understand it can be difficult to to get to your computer and upload things in a timely fashion. Sometimes you're not at your computer, things like that. But I mean, Sonic is your franchise. A lot of fans I know are getting kind of fed up that you don't have pages uploaded every day.
Chris has been saying some big words.
I mean, Sonic is that's your franchise, right? I don't know. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on in my day too, but I make sure to get at least
Brenda's
one or
not
two
a hot
pages
name.
uploaded every day. Which has been more difficult since my school term started because I'm in full-time school.
Brenda sounds like a 60-year-old lunch lady.
I'm still working at the station, but
Gertrude sounds like a 115-year-old woman.
That's just a recommendation. But I know it's difficult, but I recommend that you try. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I am drawing. I have been drawing
Just
the
sounds
pages,
like an old woman.
and like I said, I cannot help it if I can't upload on some days. But at least I do upload them in the bulk on when I can upload.
For a while, for a couple months, you were uploading most every day, weren't you? I mean, has your schedule gotten busier recently?
I've been falling asleep earlier, and with that, it's hard for me. With that, it was hard for me to readjust my schedule.
Chris, if I fell asleep on my job, I'd probably lose my job. I mean, Sonic is supposed to be your big franchise, right? I mean, if I fell asleep while drawing Asperchu and I started missing days, I would buy myself an alarm clock. Or I would upload them earlier before I knew I was going to get tired or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of this is just
Anyway,
a push to try and get Chris to
my
upload his
schedule around, and I
own
just haven't
comic,
been able
the
to get
only
it
thing he
in-
works
yeah.
on. I forgot about
What's, if I may ask, has something been going on that's kind of throwing your schedule for a loop? I mean, you haven't made videos in the past couple of days, but prior to that, you were making videos fairly frequently, mostly attacking me.
Originally, when I did the videos, it was not necessarily on a daily basis. That's not like a journal. Video is not like a journal to me.
No, but if you spend 5, 10, 15 minutes making a video, that's time that you could be uploading the comic. But instead, you made videos attacking me.
Plus, the battery power of my digital camera is fickle.
What
So
does your
it's
digital
harder for
camera
me.
have to do with uploading pages? I'm saying you shouldn't be using the camera. You shouldn't be making videos. Do you know why I haven't made any videos, Chris? It's because I don't have time. I'm uploading pages.
it.
That and I don't
Uploading
want to
pages.
death threats to people on the internet. That's not a...
No.
I mean,
There's
it
not
really
much
hurt
for
my
me to say
feelings
then,
when you started doing those, Chris, because, like I said, you started as my inspiration, and a couple months later you became my troll. I know you have trolls. It sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks to have people attacking you like that.
I
And then
will.
you became
I
my
will.
troll.
I will. How about if you just tell Mal that if you just, I'll leave y'all alone, let y'all do your thing, y'all take your
Why does he keep
ass
saying
off
y'all?
my website.
That's just not a sound business move for me, Chris. Those ads are bringing in a lot of viewers.
So put them on another website.
Well, what if that website tells me that, they don't want them there? Then should I move to another website and then another and then another? Mal's job is to bring in fans for me. That's what he's doing, and he's doing it well. And that's why I keep him.
Mal never asked
I know that he says y'all because he's southern, but he just said y'all like 3 times in a sentence.
He doesn't have to. That's the way ads work. You buy ad space that's publicly available. Advertising is not under your control.
Yeah. But I was never there to witness that monetary transaction. I was never there for that quote unquote agreement.
What's my opinion on the war on drugs?
What?
It was pretty inefficient and ineffective.
I mean, the money for my ads go to keep that site up. That's my understanding.
Actually, you're wrong. You see, Mao gave that 2,000 euros directly to Jack Darius, and Jack Darius actually put that 2,000 euros into the Wikipedia funds. So therefore, Mao never saw his
I understand
money
the use of the word y'all.
in the
It's just he
Wikipedia
uses it so many
funds.
times
It
in a
just went
sentence.
straight to
I'm
Jack.
sorry, I didn't make it clear.
I'm not really sure. You know, I mean, I've never spoken to Jack. I don't know anything about what he and Mao talked about. You know, I'd kind of like to help you out. Honestly, I would, but I'm still I'm a little miffed that you know, even after we had a pretty good talk last time, but you still kept going with this whole Mitch business. I mean, you took my character and altered him, and you know, you say that I didn't get permission to.
What's your
Don
opinion on the
Chu,
war
you
of
didn't get
terror?
permission to use
It was pretty inefficient
After
and
Chu either.
ineffective.
Yeah, well,
or Simon Chu. I almost forgot to mention that. Evan wanted me to talk to you about that, about using Simon Chu. You know, Simon Chu was his creation, and he used that without permission. And
Yeah,
he's
but
asked you
still.
several times to get rid of Simon Chu and Simone La or whatever her female form is, but you
yeah,
still
but,
haven't done
yeah,
it.
but
After
but
the whole
actually,
mum drawing
Mola
bit,
was never really inspired
it
from
went a bit
Simon
downhill.
Chu. I took an original Rose Chu. I
I'm
changed
2 years
her
old
to
now,
a
guys.
brown color, gave her the complexion, added an armadillo shell, and then a few drills in appropriate places. Even
So kind of like how I took a
even-
Sonic and made him yellow and gave him a goatee and glasses and a Buddha belly, and thus was born Asperchu. And you thought it was a parody, but it just happened to be. Is that kind of what you're going for there? I mean, why didn't you
Yeah.
just say that to Evan in the first place? Because he's been emailing you for a
What does that
long
even
time.
mean, Taylor?
I told him. I told him that in the responses. In response
Cat,
to one of his
I'm not
messages,
I don't trust
in
your
the
question
mailbag.
because of how you started
Apparently,
it. So.
he had not read that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm looking at the Simone La page on your Wikipedia here. You say that. I'll just read what it says here. About on or before August 26, 2008, I received an email from Evan George.
Yeah, this is the Asperchu guy.
Submitting his Sonichu fan art to me, then later submitted his idea for Simon Chu. It did not strike me as good at first, but for a few months I wanted to create a ground type. So from Simon Chu, I created Simone La Rose Chu. That's on the Simone La article on your Wikipedia. I mean, that's
My
smoking
feet
gun.
are fucking drenched in
that you
sweat.
used Simon Chu as.
You guys need to know how sucking my feet are. Oh wait, no.
I
forgot I'm on the
You know,
internet.
I'm not trying to attack you with this, but I really think this is evidence that you should get rid of Simon Chu and Simone La. Write them out. Because the facts are right there, Chris.
Actually, that was not fair. I typed it in like that
This
because
is
Evan
late 2009,
was
maybe early
aggravating me
2010.
and such, and it just stuck in my head. Just
Fuck's
pretty much
sake.
stuck when I typed that in originally.
Why would that just stick in your head? Why would that happen? Why would it stick in your head unless it's true?
I put it in there to make a mockery out of him.
Well, then you kind of lied about it to people, didn't you? I mean, because everyone else thinks that that's the honest truth.
Well, I can change that and fix it.
Doesn't matter. You already established it.
I sincerely
when it comes to, like,
apologize. I
copyright
wasn't
and that
thinking.
sort of thing, Chris. I mean, the one thing that matters more than anything else is documentation and history. And all of your documentation shows that you use Simon Chu as inspiration. You acknowledge legal liability here. Whether it was a joke or not, you wrote it like it was real.
I think we're coming to
You know,
the
and
end of
Evan's
this
been
call.
pestering me to talk to you because apparently you're ignoring his emails. Although you ignore my emails too, I mean,
After the
like I
fifth
said, it
call,
was a pain just to.
I think it'll
to
be
get a
before
hold
the
of you.
2-hour mark, but I'm going to end it there.
I mean, for a guy who has so much to say to me, you are hard to get a hold of.
Do you mean I'm trying to hurry up and
I mean,
escape? What?
I want to let you know that you do need to comply with Evan's demands.
This is the second
he's
phone
talking
call.
about
We've still got a
litigation
long
and
time to go, so.
If he wants to go get a lawyer over this. He said that he'd back off if you
Streams are ending soon,
acknowledge
so.
in the comic and write
See you,
Simon
Taylor.
Pugh and Simona out and, say that they will be done and gone forever.
Thanks.
He has the copyright for Simon Pugh.
How do you say that? I know he's
I mean, would you be willing
European
to
equivalent
write him out?
of £2.50. Please state my mum agrees.
I'll think about
I
it.
wish I could.
Okay, well, don't think too long. I mean, this is a serious issue. I'm just trying to give you advice, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't want to see litigation come out of this.
Anyway, I'm feeling tired right now.
Okay, well, maybe I'll let you go. You have a good night, Chris.
All right.
Okay, I don't want to fuck his mum anymore.
Hey, Chris, it's Alec. How are you doing?
Hi, Alec. Yeah,
Alex sounds different.
I'm doing okay.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm expecting a call in a couple of minutes.
A couple minutes.
Okay. Well, what else is on your mind?
Well, saw you made an apology video, so thank you for that. I'm a little concerned that maybe you didn't cover all the points that I talked to you about. I think, you did apologize,
Is he just
but
closest to the mic?
I'm not really sure that people are going to understand
I should
exactly
probably
what
get closer to mine.
you were apologizing for. Because you mentioned just like, you said, I apologize for some of the things I said. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Well, I'll make it more specific in the
I'd appreciate
details
that.
that go along with the video. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that tomorrow.
Well, I'd appreciate that. I also do think that, like we were talking about Evan yesterday, I think it would be a good idea to mention him specifically in the apology video. Just about.
But Simona stays.
Well,
Simona
that's between you and Evan, but as far as I know, he's
Pretty
not
sure
gonna be happy with
Simona's the
that.
one he stole, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm just. You can relay that to him.
I can let him know, but like I said, I think you should really hammer that out with him. Because like I said, it is on the quickie there that you did get Simona as a direct.
I think
inspiration from Simon Chu.
you could play it off as Lars and Alec know each other.
Yeah.
I'll fix that
I don't think
tomorrow.
you would notice. Juan.
Well, like I said, Chris, you can't really
dense.
go back and change history. What's there is there. You know what I mean? I understand
Right.
you said that it was that you were making fun of Evan with that, but I mean, you wrote it as if it was truthful.
Actually, I never was making fun of anybody with that.
Well, I thought you said yesterday that you meant it as a mockery of Evan.
No, I did not.
You did not.
Yes,
Fuck me, I'm
I
tired.
did not.
Okay, so why then does the Simona article say that it was inspired by Evan's work?
Well, that does need to be corrected, and I will correct it.
Ah, well,
Tomorrow.
correct.
Okay, I'm asking why it was there in the first place, though. You know what I mean? Because this has caused a
Oh,
huge,
shit.
hubbub.
Thank you
and
for
it's
the
just-
Yes,
It
well,
kinda
anyway, it will be,
250
it will be corrected.
250 euros.
Okay, but that doesn't change the
please
fact
sneeze
that
again.
you use Simon Chu as
Can't do
inspiration. I'm just trying to warn you, Chris.
Right.
You've been,
Hey, Rod.
kind of. I'd
I
like
wish I
to kind of
could
talk
do it
about
too.
me a little bit. I think I've been talking to you about
I wish I
your
could.
issues quite enough, honestly. If you don't mind, I'd like to bring up.
Fucking tired.
I'm a little
I'm
angry
dying
with you,
and I'm
Chris,
crying.
for a number of reasons. You've been calling me naive quite a bit in our past couple of
this is a good bit.
conversations, and as I understand, you consider that to be one of the worst insults that a person can call someone, but yet you use it on me repeatedly.
It is my least favorite word of all time.
Well, why did you feel it was appropriate to use it on me?
Because
I don't consider myself.
Because you do not have as much experiences as I have had.
I don't know if
You
there's
have
any
not been
cows that
deceived
sad
by
of me.
trolls. You do not have a page that slanders against your good
Probably,
name, turning
the
it into a mockery.
Chimos, dude.
Really? It seems to me that
I
Wikipedia
don't really care
itself
about them
to a
because
page to slander me.
they're not very
What do you have
funny.
to say about that?
I like the funny ones.
I'm sorry, I did not understand
If
that
they're
last
not
statement.
funny.
It seems
I
that
don't
the
see much point in
Wikipedia
looking
itself
into
is turning into a website to mock and derail me. I saw your Mailbag 50 that you uploaded, which was, an ideal mailbag in your eyes, what you want questions to be about. And as far as I can tell, the entire purpose of that mailbag was just to talk about how much I suck and how much better you are than me. Is that really what you want your mailbags to be?
Part of the way, but those messages are actually real, and they have come from a Sanchu fan forum of those that are still loyal to me, and they actually felt that way.
All right, but it's not totally representative of all your letters when you only have letters talking about how bad my comic is.
Yes, but see, for one thing, you don't go off the topic with issues like homosexuality or mislabeling me as a homosexual.
How can you go off topic, really? Because people are just asking you general questions. There really wasn't a topic to begin with.
Jacobs is really boring.
People ask you questions about subjects maybe that are a little unpleasant to you, but that's just because they want to know things.
Yes, but then at those points I cannot really answer those questions, now can I?
Well, I don't know. I mean, why can't you answer those kind of questions?
Because they were complicated to me, and I could not really comprehend them fully to come up with a sound answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, could you
not
give
really
me an
so much
example
anymore.
of a question that's a little too complex? I'm just curious.
In the earlier
Take any
videos,
one of
I think
the
last time was
letters that I had
any likable at all was during the Warlord
to the
fight,
reject section.
and that's because Warlord is much worse than Coach.
I can't really look at the letters you've deleted, but I can look at the rejected ones, I suppose.
Actually, you can. You just have to go into the history tab for that mailbag.
Well, that's a little
For
inconvenient.
one mailbag, I have all those mailbags. It becomes obvious, any time before I entered and edited it.
Well, I can just come up with a general.
These are really
topic,
slowed
I guess,
down.
as an example.
Content.
People have been asking you. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm just
about Rose Chew, for example.
so
that whole
tired.
gender nonsense.
I don't even know where I am.
About the Raichu being a male and things like that.
Yes,
and I know you said that
the Raichu was actually female.
Well, I take your word for it. I don't want to get into that because we did draw that out last time. So.
Okay.
I think that you seem to get stressed out when people tell you how much they like my comic. Now, if I were in your shoes, I would take that as a compliment because my comic was inspired by your work. But you seem to think it's a bad thing that people like me at all. You seem to want people to hate me.
Yeah, that's another thing. They confuse your character, Asperchu. They're saying that it's my character.
Chris,
I have to tell them that it's not. That character is your character.
Well, I don't want people to think that. I understand that. definitely. I've been telling people, Asperchu is original and is not
refuse to
related
answer.
to you or Sonichu in any way.
Yeah.
So
I don't
we
even
can't
know where
reach
you'd
everybody,
see
but,
what
but
like
we're definitely
read
trying.
Asperture.
People still, to this day,
It's obviously
write me
better
and
drawn,
think that
Roland, and
Asperchu is
that's
a
all I can
parody of
say.
you, and I mean that's just not the case. So I do understand.
Alec
your mind
Benson
to
Leary is
lapse
the
into it.
Asperture guy.
Yeah.
Laser
Because I
Bot, as
just
Okay,
Funchy
wait,
said,
listen.
is the Tasget
Okay.
Strahd guy.
Wait, listen, I gotta go. I'm expecting the call.
And Laserbot
Well,
is not a
I'll talk to you
troll.
another time.
Alec Benson Leary is.
All right. I do have one quick question. When I talk to
Okay.
you, you usually want me to call you right about 9:30. Is that right? But usually I try to call you then and you don't answer. Is that still a good time to talk to you?
Yes, unless I'm updating the Wikipedia, which in
No,
that
I don't know
case,
why you
I
ever would.
cannot get to my
They're
phone.
two different
Okay.
routes.
And,
Well,
and last night, I actually was updating the Wikipedia.
All right. Well, I've tried to call you several nights before that as well.
Eric
and
the
got
Midget.
No answer.
No,
Okay, well,
I know you
anyway,
weren't uploading.
but it sounds
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I know you weren't
Okay,
uploading
maybe.
pages. Nights.
I actually was uploading pages last night.
Well, last night, not the previous several nights.
I know nothing about art,
Yes,
Cat.
but it was still 2 pages
I can
a
barely
day.
edit together
3
a video.
days, there you go.
I still got to recommend that you try for
Do
consistency
anything-
over just bulk
do
quantity.
an
Chris.
artistic
Yeah, well, my
venture of
biological,
any
yes,
kind.
so my biological clock has been changing. It's making me go to bed earlier. And
Why
I
is
had to
Why is it
reschedule
changing? Is there some big change in your schedule? I mean, have you started a job or anything?
Oh,
he's a Howard Stern
guy.
I just been
He fucking
crashing
rocks.
earlier. I usually would stay up till I used to stay up till about 4:00. Now it's like I'm crashing before midnight.
Well, that's still pretty, late. I mean, I usually go to bed
Yeah.
like 11. I still get paid as
anyway.
uploaded.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you another time.
And anyway, I gotta go.
That's him.
Yeah, well, you guess what, Chris? Those ads aren't going anywhere until you answer a few questions of mine.
Why
Because I'm
is
sick
it
of being nice to you.
like
What are you-
mid-call?
I've been nice.
Well,
I've
what
been
are your
nice to you for
questions?
too
That
long.
was weird.
Well, first of all, your apology video, completely unsatisfactory. You didn't mention anything of what you were apologizing for. You just said, "Oh, I'm apologizing for some of the things I said."
I think it's.
Is that
pretty
supposed to
clear
include
I'm
the
not
death threats, Chris? Because you should probably
perfect
mention
either.
that specifically.
Yes, it did include the past death threat.
Okay, well, I think I'd like you to
Shut
make
the
a better
fuck
apology
up,
video.
Mercury, you fucking-
And in your second
Okay.
apology video, I want you to not spend 80% of the video making demands of me. Because, see, an apology video should be just that. It should be apologizing for when you did something wrong. Do you think you've done something wrong to me, Chris? Do you think you have?
Do
I think you have.
Do I think I have done anything wrong to you?
Yes. Do you think?
Well, yes, I guess I admit that I have done wrong to you, Alec.
Okay.
I was going to say something, but I should probably
By
leave.
mislabelings and mistakes and errors, and I apologize for that.
Mislabelings, kind of like what a troll would do. Isn't that right? Well, why don't you list all the things you did wrong? List them specifically, because I want to make sure. I don't want to just tell you to make a more specific
No,
Oh,
video
I
if you
personally
don't know
don't think
specifically.
trolling's
So please list the things
very-
that you think you did wrong to me.
very
Okay.
rarely, I think, especially
I will.
now in the modern era, is trolling.
I'm waiting.
Do you have
That-
a
I mean,
more-
list now.
Funny.
I'd like
Not,
like to
not
hear you
funny,
say now.
successful. Well, both successful.
All right, Alec, I'm sorry for
I think Music Biz
mislabeling
Marty's
you and giving
probably
you
one that-
giving
like
you
the
death threat.
best one at the minute.
What did you
I
mislabel
kind
me
of
as,
prefer
Chris?
if you're just an
And being-
accidental troll. Kind of maybe like bite size.
mislabeling you as a villain type of person.
Yeah, that was pretty bad of you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think you can only class me as a troll of Marshall.
Okay, continue.
All right.
Yeah,
else?
I did say that. And I said it before
I'm
the
asking
chat
you.
came in, so Herm.
I'm asking you to continue with the list.
Oh. Let's see, death threats, labeling, calling it, making me out like a villain.
How about, here's a hint. Is there anyone close to me, a friend perhaps, that maybe you've mislabeled as well, that you've done wrong against? Can you think of any?
Only during live
Yeah,
streams,
Devin.
Miracle.
You got it right. You got it right.
I
You have
can't
wronged
get in
Evan.
contact with
Do you know how you've wronged
the
Evan?
big man. I'm doing alright.
Or labeling him
It's
as
not that
an
hard.
origin point for Simona.
No, actually, that was the correct thing. That was the one correct thing you did, was labeling him as the origin point of Simona, because that's what he was.
Okay.
What's the wrong thing you did to him?
Okay.
I yelled at him too. And again, but
There's a bit. There's a bigger issue. You stole Simon's shoe from him. There, I gave that one to you. And you won't give his character back. What do you think of that?
He can have it.
Do you think
He can have his Simon shoe.
Simonla is Simon's shoe. You
No,
took his Simon
Simona is
shoe and
not
twisted it
Simon's
around.
shoe.
That's what your Simon Shoe article on your Wikipedia says. It says Simone was based off Simon Shoe.
It's a really
No,
weird
Chris, I
thing
find
that
that-
it just took the character.
Chris, I told you last
I think
time,
he did
it
just
doesn't
outright
matter
steal
if
it,
you
if
go
I
change
remember
the
right.
article now. That doesn't change
Not
what
like
was
I
in
can
the
check.
past.
But
You cannot write a new article in the present and change what happened in the past. You used Simon Shoe
Yes, I can.
as
I
the
can call
basis of Simone.
retraction to that. Yes, I can.
Simola
I can call
is
it a
based off
retraction.
Simon Shoe. Doesn't matter. Okay, Chris, let me think of an example for you. Let's say that I take Family Guy, and
I
you
do
know
like
Peter
that he-
Griffin on Family Guy. Let's say that I
This
make
is
a
the second time
comic,
he's brought it up where
and
you
I just use
say
Peter Griffin as my
that
main character
do
in my comic.
something and that
And I do
changes
that for a
everything.
few years. And then Seth MacFarlane comes
Okay,
knocking
thanks.
on my door and says, hey, you didn't ask for permission to use Peter Griffin. Do you think it's okay for me to just right then change it and say, oh, okay, I'm just going to pretend like I never based my Peter Griffin off of Family Guy? Do you think that would solve the problem? You can't retract a
guess-
fact.
Let's see.
Does that make sense? I
swear.
find it, I think personally, I am most offended
That
by
was another thing. where
your accusations
You
of
can
me
tell
stealing your Sonichu
he
and of Asperchu being
just
a
wanted to
theft
get that
of
conversation
you
done with.
and all of that, when all along you
Remember,
have
it's
been
like-
stealing Simon Shoe from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Why is plagiarism
Yeah,
okay for you
that he's
if
not
it's not
listening.
okay for anyone else?
The only way you'll know he's listening if he actually
Why
tries
is
to
parody
Sorry, I did not
okay for you?
say what you're
Okay,
saying.
Chris,
wrong
why
with
is
him.
parody and plagiarism, why are those concepts okay for you to do, but they're not okay for anyone else to do? Will you tell me that?
Okay, I guess I cannot think of a good answer for that.
Yeah, that's because there really isn't one. You understand that, right? The same rules have to apply to everyone. You don't get different rules than other artists. You need to atone for your mistakes.
I've been dealing with a lot of stress. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I want you to... One of these things I want you to do before I have Mao take down the ads. I want you to, in your comic, issue a full apology to Evan and admit that Simonla and Simon Chu are not your characters, and you used them wrongfully without his permission, and you are going to retire them. Not really that hard to do. I mean, Simonla hasn't even appeared in your comic
miracle
recently,
today.
so it's not like you're going to hurt your plot line if you just issue an admission that you're not going to use her anymore.
I mean, that is kind of the majority of the calls, Big.
Well, I'll think about that.
I'll think about
Not
that.
good enough. My ads aren't going down unless you say yes to that. That's one of my conditions. I have several, because I've got several problems with you.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I will think about that.
Okay. Another problem. I want you to
not
apologize to
giving a
me for
shit.
calling me naive.
Okay.
You remember when I tried to
I'm
talk to you about
sorry.
that? You remember when I
Yeah,
tried to
I'm
talk to you
sorry.
about
No,
that when
I
you
didn't,
hung up
Adam.
with me? Because you think naive is such a
I'm sorry
horrible
I called
insult.
you naive.
Do you believe I am
Yes,
naive?
and I'm sorry for calling you naive. No, I do not believe you are naive.
Well, good.
On this one, he's completely
You know,
checked out.
I don't
He's
think
just-
naive is that bad of a word.
He is just
but
on autopilot.
what means the most is that you think it's a bad thing and you still
The
used
last
it.
thing he just said, he just
You
basically
meant it to be
repeated
a
what he
horrible
said.
insult. That's the
Repeated
problem
what Alec
here.
said, just back to him.
I want you to put that in your new apology video for me.
Okay.
You might want to get a pen and paper and just write these things down because there's a few points here. I don't want you to forget any of them.
Yeah.
You can't just apologize to me over the
Alright,
phone.
well, yeah,
You have to make
I'm Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Writing it
Are you
down.
writing it down now? What are the
Yeah.
main things that I want you to do? List them off to me, just so I know that you're
bite
with me so
size.
far.
It's just bite size. Why do you
Okay,
want
I'm
to say? Why does
apologizing
everyone always say
for
bite size?
giving you for cursing you, giving you death threats, calling you naive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
What else are you gonna do for me?
Why did you undo your bed
labeling
first?
your comics as plagiarization of my Science character and myself. And
You're
apologizing
gonna admit that Asper
to
is original.
Evan.
Yep. Good.
I'll be
And
asking you is
what
your
else about
original
Evan?
character.
And what else about Evan? You're gonna apologize to him. What else are you gonna
Listen
do?
to the radio. Does
Yeah.
not give a shit.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize to him, and he can have his Simon shoe.
Yes, he can have it, but what are you going to do? You're going to admit publicly that Simon Shoe is not yours to use, and you were wrong to do it. Right?
Right, Simon shoe is not mine.
You're going to put that in the video, and I also want you to put that in the comic.
Yeah,
Not a Good.
yeah.
So I think you might have just
No,
heard my
alright.
grunt.
I'm glad. We're getting
Scream.
somewhere, Chris. I'm glad about
I
this.
did a little stretch.
Okay.
It feels like you're
Maybe make
finally
a weird
starting to
noise.
listen to me a little bit, because you haven't been listening
Yeah.
to me.
That's
You know, I thought
alright.
about what you said about how Asperchu wouldn't like to be named Asperchu. I thought that I might write it into my comic that I might have Asperchu say that he likes his name. That would probably clear that problem up, don't you think?
Would this get him going?
All right,
Because I don't.
Um,
Does that make sense to you? Because I don't know if I believe this, comic character is a real thing, but in case they are, that's a good way to go. Wouldn't you agree?
fairly.
Fairly? Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, if Asperchu says out loud he likes his name, then there's no way he could be lying. I mean, you're always filling in Sonichu's speech bubbles.
Just so.
So whatever
fucking
Sonichu says must be correct,
zoned
right?
out. Does not give a
Sonichu
shit.
says he likes something, then he likes
at
something.
all.
So if Asperchu says in my comic that he likes his name, then he likes his name.
Okay, then.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Okay, well, as long as okay, well, just don't make any references of
Why is
you
cult
know,
of
of my city of
personality
Quickville, or
the
saying that
recommended video?
my original statue is related to Asperchu. Just you know. Yeah,
well,
okay,
like
just
we
you
talked
know,
about.
Let's say like you know.
Check them out.
Well, I'm just saying that they're not.
Like we talked
the
about
original
before.
Characters. They're just.
Well, you already admitted that, or you already stated that the Sonichu and the Chaotic Combo and everything else that appears in my comic are just copies or, you know, not connected to you. So it really doesn't matter what I do with my Sonichu and my Quickville and all that, does it? Because they're different than yours.
Quickville is mine, and the Chaotic Combo is mine. They originally were mine.
It's 1:45 in the morning.
Yep, you said the one that I'm using is different.
What the fuck?
That's the one you tried to steal from me, remember?
Did I pick up on the mic? Maybe I'm...
You should probably also add this to your list, actually.
No,
you should probably apologize for stealing things from me, all the while you're trying to fight me stealing things from you. I think that's a good thing to add to your apology list.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Okay, well, just do me a favor for... Okay, before the recreation of Sonic and the Chaotic Combo in your book, just establish that they're not the ones from Quickville. They're just... they're from another. They're from this.
I'm not going to consider doing a damn thing for you until I see this apology video and I'm satisfied with it.
You will see the apology video.
Because I know you've weaseled out of apologies before.
Yeah.
If I'm not satisfied with the apology video, I'm going to call you back and tell you that you need to do it again. So you might as well do it correct, exactly correct, the first time around.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah. Well, I'll get to work on that, and I'll have it uploaded tonight.
Tonight, tomorrow, whenever you want.
Okay.
It's your schedule.
All right, I gotta go now. You take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, last one for today, boys.
Alec?
Yes, I was
All right,
Alec. I'm doing okay. How are you?
God, I'm good. Yeah, so, saw your apology video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Chris probably just didn't listen at all.
I'm glad that, you got some things there, but you're missing a couple of things from the video.
Poison girls, what?
Yeah, a few things, actually. I asked you to apologize for the word naive. You didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, it is your bad. Because that word is such a huge deal to you. I wanted you to mention that specifically. Pretty sure I said that.
Defraud people.
Yeah.
Another thing you said my quote-unquote fan mail, which I didn't like that. It was like you were suggesting I don't actually have real fans. That's not nice, Chris.
Well, I did not mean that.
Well, why'd you say it?
Polite about it. That's not nice.
I don't really like going through this, night after night with you, Chris. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you these things over and over. You tell a kid things over and over, and an adult, a man should, listen once and then know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
Thanks.
Well,
Roland.
apparently
you
made a video right before I talked to you,
opinion.
cursing Mao. That wasn't good either, Chris.
Although it's not done too
I mean,
well.
I don't think I specifically mentioned Mao when I talked to you, but I think you should have been able to infer that I don't want you cursing him either.
Let's see.
He
put up a bunch of dicks on my Wikipedia yesterday.
I used to think that Mao was being too mean with you. I used to kind of sympathize with you about how Mao was being mean to you, but then I realized that you're a bully and you don't respond to anything except, mean things like that. Now I kind of think that Mao had the right idea. Because I was trying to be nice to you, and all you did was insult me.
I'm not becoming a VTuber.
No, you misunderstand me. I am not a bully.
Oh, you're not. Death threats, that's not the word.
I am not a bully.
No, no, of course not.
hacking my computer, breaking into my house. Bullies don't do
I'll
that,
put it
do they?
in at the end of the stream.
I guess technically
Sounds
that's
like a
true. Like, bullies don't do stuff like that. Hardened criminals do things like that, which is, worse than a bully. You are a troll, though. That's for certain.
Adam, what are you on about?
I am not a troll.
Oh, bullshit.
Although I
Bullshit.
apologize.
Ever since Asperchu appeared, you've been doing nothing but trying to shut me down. Just like the trolls that try to shut you down.
That was like the most aggressive Alec's been.
But but the great Christian Weston Chandler, he's perfect. Nobody can attack him or parody him. But if someone else does something that he doesn't like, doesn't matter if it has nothing to do with them. Oh, there's going to be hell to pay. You want to hack my website, hack my Xbox account, steal some dating game I don't even have. I don't need, dating sims, by the way. And destroy my console. But that's not the work of a bully or a troll at all, is it?
Chris's jaws about the situation
because
because he just doesn't care.
I would actually do
He
it.
just wants the peace.
Your idea was in
away.
your comic.
And I think
You put it out
he
there
thinks
for
if
everyone
he
to
just
read.
listens to him talk
It wasn't just in your head.
and do the bare minimum.
And hey, I
don't
thought
wanna
I
hurt
thought
his
that
ego.
comics were
He'll get the
real.
dicks off
Comics
his
are just as real as real
regular
people,
ego.
right? So if you draw it on paper, then it must be the same thing as wanting to actually act on it in real life, right? Isn't that how that works?
Oh, is this the one
May
where he
all your
hangs up?
characters slander me.
Excuse me a moment. Yes? Hey. Hey, Christian, listen. You gonna go play a case in the kitchen? Oh, okay, Mom. I'll take care of this. And never kitty you, would you? Sure. Right there. I'll be right there. Yeah, my mom's telling me to go clean up keys, too. I gotta go. So, is there a number I can call you back at? So I can talk to you later?
I really don't want to give you a number because you troll me on the internet already. You'll probably troll me on the phone if I gave you my contact number. You know what? You go ahead. You go ahead. I know letting the cat out is probably going to be hard work and is going to make you want to sleep because I know your biological clock is all whacked out from all your stress because I know it's stressful trolling me. So.
I'm not trolling you, but anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
other thoughts you have,
okay. Well, Chris, I'll let you go, but I want to let you know that that your apology video was not satisfactory, and you haven't even apologized to Evan at all in your comic like I asked you to. So you go ahead and go, and I will talk to you later. I'll call you when you don't.
Well, by the way, I unblocked your email, so you can send your thoughts in typing as well.
Such a gracious, such a gracious allowance that you made there.
Okay. And that's it for today. You got a little bit of an early finish. I don't know. If people want to stay in and chat for like 5 minutes, we can do that. I don't know. Probably not. You guys probably want to just, if it's the end of the main part of the stream, probably just want to leave. Ugh. I can't believe how tired I am. Yeah, I can't remember what other moments there are in the last Alec calls. I don't know if we've done the best bits, but we've done some pretty good bits, and they've been pretty fun. Mainly the bit where Chris pretends to be Barbara, for some reason. Okay, and because of what McMiracle says, making it weird, I'm gonna end the stream. Would Chris fall for Swift books? Probably not. He's not as driven by money. I think he's probably more driven by ego. Not saying that Chris isn't driven by money, and Cobra isn't driven by ego, but fucking my brain is gone. I don't even know if what I just said makes sense. Made sense. Who is driving at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning? Makes me mad. Okay, just everyone's making it weird now. Good night, everyone. Fucking degenerates.